Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to show you the actual pricing for $25,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 73-year-old male. Now, first thing I'd suggest to you is go to our website at funeralfunds.com. On just about every page on our website, we have a free quoter, and you can just select the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. Select the coverage amount you want, and then put your birthday in there, put the rest of the info, click Get Quotes Now, and it will take you to a page that's going to show you all the best insurance companies with all the lowest rates. You can also call us directly at 888-862-9456, and one of our agents can run those rates for you as well. Now, the first thing a 73-year-old male looking for $25,000 worth of insurance should ask themselves is that $25,000 going to be enough for their insurance needs for final expenses? Typically, we would be looking at one of two things, either cremation or burial. Let's take a look at them in that order. So for a cremation, the average cost of a cremation right now in the United States is between $1,000 to $2,000. That's if you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. If you're going to have some sort of ceremony in addition to the cremation, like a remembrance of life ceremony or celebration of life ceremony, something like that, then it's probably going to be around $3,500 to $4,500 on average. So as far as what coverage to get, if you're going to have that cremation where you come home in a cardboard box or an urn, we would typically recommend around $5,000 to $7,000. Now you might be saying, well, hold on, Randy, if the cremation's $2,000, why are we looking at $5,000? Well, the reason is our 73-year-old probably wants to make it to age 83. And we know that over the next 10 years, there's going to be inflation. So we just want to make sure that when we get this policy at age 73, it's going to take care of what you needed taken care of for the long term. So if you look at $5,000, in the long term, it's going to inflation proof the plan. So with that $6,000 or $7,000, but also in the short term, you are a little overinsured, but God forbid if you died unexpectedly during that time, now there's a little extra money left over to pay off some other final expenses, maybe some medical bills or credit card debt or something like that. Now, if you're going to have that cremation where you have the ceremony, we would typically recommend somewhere between $7,000 and $10,000 worth of coverage. And again, you're inflation proofing the plan, but if you die sooner than anyone expected, there's some extra money in there for some other final expenses or medical bills or something like that. Now, one thing we always recommend is getting first day coverage or benefits. We do not recommend those 2-year waiting period plans at all. We'll go over those in just a moment. But yeah, what first day coverage means is that hypothetically, if your plan were issued and approved today and you passed away tomorrow, the insurance company would have to write out that check for $25,000. It's the best coverage out there. It's also the lowest pricing as well. So some people, though, would say, hey, you're right, Randy, we do like the first day coverage, but we hear they ask health questions and we're not in the best of health. To which we say, hey, your health is our responsibility, not yours. And what we mean by that is from an insurance standpoint, we work with a whole bunch of different insurance companies. They all have different health questions. They all have different underwriting. And right now we've got right around a 95% approval rate for first day coverage or benefits. Really, the only reason we wouldn't be able to get you qualified for first day coverage or benefits is if you waited too long and you'd had some really significant health issues going, like maybe you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or you have dementia, or you're on dialysis, or you're in a hospital or in a nursing home. If that were the case, we would typically refer you out to a different insurance company. Another thing that happens, seems like on a weekly basis, is we will get a call from somebody and they will say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week and they didn't have any insurance and we don't have any money. Their body's down at the funeral home and the funeral home director is not going to do anything till he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance really quick so that we can get the funeral home person paid. And then, our reply to that is there's just no insurance company in the United States that's going to offer a policy on a dead person. You actually have to be alive to qualify for this insurance. And it's so sad that that person who passed away, they knew they were going to die. They just didn't know when. They knew they needed this insurance. They'd probably looked at it in the past and just kept putting it off. And now they're going to leave behind this terrible legacy where their family has to pay for this. Typically, what's going to happen is the family's going to have to put this on a credit card at 26% interest rate, and they'll be paying on this for years and years and years just because you didn't get this taken care of. So what a terrible legacy to leave behind. Don't do that. Just get this insurance. It's affordable. We can always start you out at a smaller amount of coverage and add more coverage over time. Now, also, again, we don't recommend those 2-year waiting periods. And Colonial Penns, I don't know, I guess they're reasonably familiar out there. You know, they've got all those $9.95 commercials, and boy, it seems like they're on TV like every 7 minutes or so. But yeah, what most people don't know is those $9.95 plans are 2-year waiting period. Every single last plan they offer under the $9.95 plan is a 2-year waiting period. Yuck, right? You don't want that. Yuck. No. So Colonial Penn's not the only one that offers those plans. There's other companies too, like Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha line, AIG, Gerber, gosh, just a host of other insurance companies too. And, you know, these companies have done a pretty amazing job at convincing the American public that if you're over age 50, the only thing you're going to qualify for is a plan with a 2-year waiting period, to which we always say, don't believe such nonsense, because we help people with first aid coverage all day long. Now, our 73-year-old male probably just got done watching one of those $9.95 commercials and probably thinking he outsmarted Colonial Penn, because he's probably thinking, man, for $9.95, I'm going to get a lot of insurance. I'm probably going to get, you know, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000 for only $9.95. And then, talks with an agent at Colonial Penn or goes on their website like we've done for you here and sees that a 73-year-old male for 1 unit of coverage, which is $9.95, is only going to get $608 worth of coverage for $9.95. That sounds a little bit different than the commercial, right? A lot of people say, oh, this commercial sounds so fantastic. Yeah, 73 years old for $9.95, you're going to get $608. There's no place in the United States that we know of that's going to accept that for even a cremation, certainly not a burial. Holy cow. But yeah, so, you know, you got to ask yourself, why would you get a plan that is so substandard right off the bat? And keep in mind, this plan has a 2-year waiting period too. So it's not even going to pay that $608 out in the first 2 years. Now, some people would say that these companies that offer these teaser rates actually don't want you to buy that specific teaser rate product. And what they would say is that, you know, they do that just to get you reeled in and get your information and get you in their marketing funnel. And then they get in touch with you. And then what they actually share with you how little coverage that is. And they say, well, you can take care of that by getting more coverage. And there you go. Your price gets inflated up into a price range that's difficult for you, but is yet more profitable for the insurance company. Now, we would never say that Colonial Penn would do such a thing, but some people are fairly convinced of that. So I guess you may just have to make that determination on your own, knowing that $9.95 is only going to pay $608. So, but we're looking at $25,000 for this video. So the challenge with Colonial Penn for a 73-year-old male is they only go up to 15 units of coverage, and that's nowhere near $25,000. Look, the max you can get for the $9.95 plan for a 73-year-old male is $9,120, and that's $150 roughly. So yeah, it's crazy. Well, some people would say it's crazy, but let's take a look what first aid coverage would be. So we've got $25 or $25,000 male, age 73 here. We're going to click the get quotes now. We're going to come back here and $9,000 for $149. So first day coverage for $25,000 for a 73-year-old male is $204 a month. Now, that's on this kind of a spendy side. A lot of people, you know, we run into that might be difficult because they're on a fixed or limited income. But keep in mind, you know, if you only needed to get $10,000 or $15,000, we can help you out with that. But, you know, even at that, this is $25,000 for $204. And this is $9,000 for $150. So for another $50 here, essentially, another $54, you would get $16,000 more coverage. So what we typically see at the Colonial Penn is generally right around 200% more expensive than first day coverage. So we just don't recommend it at all. And you definitely want first day coverage. Let's look at a couple other companies here. So we know around, and this is first day coverage. Level means first day coverage. That's exactly what you want. So it's around 204. And let's find some other companies. Well, here's a company that's 237. So they're about $35 more a month. Lumico. That's $35 a month times 12 months. That's right around $420. So if you have this policy an extra 10 years, you will have overpaid right around $4,200 by going with Lumico. Why would you do such a thing? Don't overpay for this insurance. Really, it's pretty much an identical plan. Why would you overpay after 10 years? Around $4,200. Let's find another company here. Oh, here's one. Lincoln Heritage. They're a fine company, but holy cow. Look at that pricing. $272. Maybe. I don't know if they are fine anymore. Yeah, $272 for the same amount of coverage. It is level, but yeah, $272. So what Lincoln Heritage does is they've got a plan where when you pass away, they'll supposedly call 2-3 different funeral homes to get the lowest pricing, maybe do a couple other things. But, that's not free. They charge for that. Look at that. It's $272 versus $204. Yeah, Lincoln Heritage is going to be roughly $68 more a month. And if we take that $68 a month times 12 months, that would be an extra $816 a month. If our 73-year-old male lived another 10 years, by going with Lincoln Heritage, you will have overpaid right around $8,160 roundabout. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth, think about this, is it worth paying an insurance company an extra $8,160 roughly to make 2 or 3 phone calls and maybe do a couple other things that only take an hour or so to do in most cases? So most people would say, that's a pretty hefty payday for the insurance companies, and we would agree. We'd rather see you keep that $8,160 roughly in your own bank account rather than putting it in an insurance company's bank account. What we actually recommend you do, though, is just let us help you get the lower price with a company like this. And then what we do is we offer free of charge a download on our website. You can download it and then print it out. And once it's printed out, you just fill it out. Who gets what goes where, and what you want to happen after you pass away. And then you keep it with your insurance policy. And then when you pass away, your family members are going to know that you not only protected them financially with the insurance policy, but they will also know that you protected them emotionally with the funeral and estate planning guide. And, they're just going to have to open that up and just start reading that. And then all they'll have to do is just execute your wishes. And that they will have such peace of mind knowing that, they didn't have to guess on anything. You just wrote everything down. And they will know that you not only loved them in life, you loved and protected them in life, but you protected them this one last time in death so that they didn't have to worry about what to do. And then you even provided the money to take care of it. So what a wonderful legacy to leave behind. So we can help you leave that legacy in a very affordable manner. Go to funeralfunds.com/YouTube. That's a special quarter page for our YouTube viewers. You'll be able to get the lowest pricing and the most discounts. And then you'll be able to also call us at 888-862-9456. Now, it doesn't matter if you've got an existing policy and you want us to just price shop it to see if you can get better pricing, or if you want to add coverage to that, we can help you out with that. If you're looking for brand new coverage or just have some questions you want answered about what you qualify for or what the pricing might be, we can help you out with that. But we look forward to the day when we can get you the most amount of insurance for the least amount of money. We will be blessed to help you with that in the future. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.